Crossgate Lanes in Blue Ash, 24 fine lanes, the site of the first week in the Hudepohl TV King of Bowling, and we have arrived at our championship match between Bob Gerde and this man right here, Kim Herrmann, the 30-year-old plumber from Cincinnati. Dave?
Well, might be a plumber, but I tell you what, he's like a politician with the amount of people that follow him around. He's a very, very likable young guy, throws the ball as well as you'd want to see, lefty against lefty, for our first king on the air in '86. Looking forward to it.
Bob Gerde, first ball, starting him off just like he has the past two games. As you can hear the Herrmann, well, we could say Herrmann's Hermits, shall we say?
Oh, no.
Just coming out of the 60s background.
Your age is showing, Tom.
Both are going to be qualifying next week.
Yes, next Saturday and Sunday we're going to be at the Super Bowl in Erlanger, and we have something special for the ladies. We've got a brand new shift. It's going to be, they're going to compete against their own prize money on the shift, and it's going to be at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. So we'd like to hear from some of the ladies this week.
I'm sure we shall.
They can call the BPA office, and we'll be glad to give them all the details.
And that phone number is?
761-9274.
I knew she knew it.
Like the back of her hand.
You ever ask somebody their phone number and they have to think about it because they never
never call it? Sure. Kim Herrmann.
Crowd woke up.
For a spare.
For a spare.
For a spare. Let's get the decibel meter out. Let's see what's going on.
Wait for his first strike.
Oh,
very likable person, Kim.
Super guy, and you know, this is what this game of bowling is all about: camaraderie, fun. Yeah, the bowlers are competing for some heavy money today, but let's don't lose sight of what this game is all about, and that's enjoyment, entertainment, and everybody get out to your BPA center, lift a couple of hooties, throw a couple of games, and see what it's all about.
Oh, there it is. That's ranging about 6 or 7. Dave alluded to the money earlier as Kim gets a handshake from a Cardinals fan. 750 to the king, 375, not bad for runner-up, 225, and 150 will go to Mr. Sharp. That's already been determined.
Now let's think about something for a minute. Intimidation. Unfortunately, it is a part of the game. The fans are being nice, but Bob has got to be feeling like the underdog right now. Let's see if it affects this next shot. Right through the nose. Almost predictable. Bob has not been in this particular situation before. I'm not sure too many people have. We've had stone silence till now. He comes up against a man, the building falls apart with a spare and a strike. He's got to feel that pressure. What he's got to do is now concentrate, block it out of his mind, go cross lane, and shoot the 4-7 the way it's supposed to be shot. He's thinking about it.
You just can't let that momentum slip away that he's built up in the last 2 games. Oh. He knew it.
The people off to our left, they're not applauding because he missed the spare, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot see that the 7-pin was left, so they were thinking he made the spare, applauding, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
So now what took him 2 games to build, he must reconstruct and go back after Kim Herrmann. If not, Herrmann can put you away real fast. Bob Gerde, 3rd frame.
Must get it together, must strike right now to keep a little bit of pressure on Kim Herrmann. Oh, there you go. There you go. That's what you'd like to say. Now, even though the ball goes high, let's look at it here. Right over about the 13th board, ball coming in, head pin, center of your screen is going to get pushed straight back instead of go to the wall. And then the 3-pin, which lodged itself between the 6 and the 10, wiggled around. Bingo, there you go.
Kim Herrmann now working on a strike. You see a nice group of people behind him. There's a good crowd here at Crossgate Lanes. A lot of proprietors around too. How about that? Kim Herrmann, back-to-back strikes.
We can point We can point out, and look at a likable guy. He's down there bowling for big bucks, and he's still having some fun. Bingo, that's what it's about. But let's point out the obvious difference in the two bowlers. Yes, they're both left-handed. Bob is stroking the ball, getting the ball down short. Now watch the amount of loft that Kim Herrmann uses and the speed. Much more direct line. Throws the ball. Good 6 foot out in the lane. Oh, no. Incredible bad break.
That silences the crowd real fast.
That'll take it out. Let's take a look at this on the replay. Now, just barely going high, but keep your eye on the head pin. Again, the key pin in almost every shot. It is going to go straight back, throws the 3-pin through, and that's the 3-pin threading itself in between the 6 and the 8. Bad break for Kim Herrmann.
That makes Kim up 20 now after 2 frames. Now the 3rd.
Takes the right side out. Open frame for Kim Herrmann. Well, I started to mention before, we have proprietors from other places out to see the first week here in Hudepohl's TV King of Bowling.
We certainly do. Roger Bettinghouse is here from over at Penn House. I have Sam Coleman, who I'm sitting in place of this year. Sam's doing my job down there, making sure these bowlers are in the right place at the right time. And Fran Ruggieri, our executive chairman, Tom Murphy, the president of the BPA, Mike McDonald from Stumps, where we'll be in a few weeks. Rick Provisor, the new owner of Brentwood Bowl. It's really been a year, but he hasn't had the show yet, so I got to let him know you're our new proprietor.
Oh, Bob Gerde, he's just let the game get away from him now.
That ball got hit with the ugly stick.
He missed everything.
And it happens. It happens. He gets to the line fast. He sticks. He hangs up in the ball. You know, a subtle error sometimes is unnoticeable. That time we covered about 3 of them. So nothing against Bob. Those things happen to everybody. Everybody makes them. It's just when you're in a crucial situation against a guy like Kim, you really want to bury one, and you hang in the ball. You got to stay relaxed at all times, no matter how much you want it. Look out.
Whoa.
There's that sleeper syndrome I was telling you about earlier.
So Bob Gerde really not taking full advantage of that open frame by Mr. Herrmann.
You know, we're tied right now, too. And we started that 20-pin spread.
20
the open
pins.
pin, yeah, the open frame in a second for Mr. Gerde hurt.
Bob can get back in the game, though. I mean, 20 pins, yeah, it's a lot of pins. But, hey, we got a lot of paper left. We got a lot of frames. Anything can happen. But the thing that's got to happen is that this man that you're looking at right now has to execute. He's got to stay mellow. He's got to hit his target. And hopefully he strikes.
5th frame for Bob Gerde. And there it is, the strike that Dave Newrath called for.
Let's take a look at it here. We got a split screen. We can watch the ball. We can watch the reaction. He's got his back against the wall, not score-wise, but performance-wise. Does he like it? Yeah, not bad.
Routine shot.
Not bad.
Routine shot.
Kim Herrmann better not relax. Better not count Bob off, because we've seen him throw back-to-back 230s. Kim Herrmann has got to shoot a score to win.
You don't even have to look at the pins to tell how his crowd is going to react. Kim Herrmann, one-time king of the BPA bowling. He appeared last week in week 7 at LaRue Lanes, was taken out by Kerry Logan, and now finds himself, for the moment, in the lead. But Bob Gerde didn't get here because he parts his hair on the right side.
No, exactly right. It's still 20 pins. Exactly. He could increase it to 30 with a strike.
Yeah! Oh, did his little victory dance.
I'll tell you what. There we go. A total error. But what are you going to do? You throw a ball this bad, you better smile. Look at that. He's disgusted. And then he says, oh, well, sure.
Oh, yes.
Sure. I expected that to strike.
Bob Gerde even shook his hand after that, saying, after a strike like that, you deserve a handshake.
Exactly. 30 pins, the advantage to Kim Herrmann. Bob can cut it back to 20 with this strike.
Seven did not want any part of that collapse.
A little bit too much of an arc, even though it looks pretty. To arc the ball, let it come out and roll back in. It's got to have something left. to get the corners out. That ball was rolled out.
Gerde took a good hard look at the scoreboard, realizing what he has to do. I think 10 pins in the pit all the way may give him a good chance.
That may be what the doctor ordered, but the order of the day right now is to make this 7-pin. He stands to the right. He's going to throw the ball to the left, taking a little bit of roll off of it, adds a little more speed. Bingo.
Right on the money. So we have a moment. I'd like to take the time to thank our great director, Roy Alfers, and all the crew who end up getting here at 4:30 in the morning.
That's a tough job, 12 weeks in a row especially.
And 106 typically, 30-pin advantage. Bob does have to get to work. 4:30.
4:30. We'll never see it unless we're coming in at that time.
I was just going to say, there's been a few evenings.
But especially at this time of year when it gets very bitterly cold at that time, this could be it for Mr. Gerde.
Pivotal frame, no doubt about it, Tom. He had to throw a good shot to get back in the game, put any kind of pressure on Kim. Ball cuts right through the nose, leaves the 6, 7, 10. Again, very difficult spare to make. He might as well go for it. It's got to have a spare to stay in the match. Shoot it.
Let's see how he does it. Tried to bring it over, but no can do.
No can do.
An open frame. Well, I think the Herrmann following realizing right now that the king will defend his crown.
Yeah, somebody.
For the first week.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody just sent out for a bucket of chicken. I don't know what they mean. I guess it's for the celebration party. But this man you're looking at right now, if he spares out the rest of the game, would win. But he doesn't want to spare.
No, he wants to strike. Power right through. Oh boy, he's got that little snicker. He's ready to crank it.
Let's take a look at it. This ball's going to be high. It's going to be very high, as a matter of fact. You see it right there, but the ball deflects just enough, throws the head pin into the wall, comes out and kind of wedges itself around. When you got everything going, utilize it, right?
That's right. Bo, Crossgate Lane's gracious host today in the first week of Hudepohl's TV King of Bowling. Mr. Herrmann cranks another one. He's just coasting now. He's just coasting. What I was alluding to was Crossgate will also be a host down the road.
They certainly will. There, we have a lot of other tournaments that are being conducted throughout the BPA centers in Cincinnati, and we're real glad to announce that Crossgate will be hosting the Fairfield Auto Team Tournament here next Saturday and Sunday, and they can call Cindy Borges here at Crossgate to make their reservations.
Very good. Bob Gerde now kind of senses that it's all over, but
potential 192 out there. The only thing that could potentially happen was for Kim Herrmann to hit his ankle, throw one through the nose.
We saw that last year.
Fall down. All possibilities, but not very probable.
If I were out there.
Well, if you were out there, anything's possible.
That's right. Keeping it on lane number 7 might be different.
He's got to have them all for any sort of a possibility. Well, that's all you can do. Put him in the hole.
If nothing else, he's saying, hey, we'll see Bob Gerde later on in 86. Kim Herrmann. This is just for show right now.
Yeah, he would have to just totally fall apart and get about 6 pins in the next 2 frames, and that's just not going to happen.
He'll get more than that on this ball.
Oh, good reaction.
This not only is going to win the game for him today, this is going to skyrocket him in the week number 2 for the defense.
He runs this one out. He knows it's good. He likes it. Look at this hacksaw. 10-pin did not have a chance.
What lane did he end up on? Was that 5?
I was down there around 5 checking out the
He needed
wood.
a triptych to find his way down.
We're going to be hearing from Mary Lou at the break. I think she's cute. I really like her.
10th grade for Kim Herrmann. straight.
Mary Lou's going to tell you to go bowling. We're going to tell you to go bowling. It's a great game. Kim's having a lot of fun. $750 to the good, but you know what? He'd probably do it for half that.
Well, I'm not going to be the one to tell him.
Not with all these people here.
Oh! He's getting the breaks. I guess someday he'd just get out of bed on the right side.
You bet.
So, Kim Herrmann all set for next week to defend his crown over in Madison Bowl. And if he's bowling anything like he is today,
he's got a shot at it. Bo, Madison, we got some shifts left today, don't we?
We certainly do. We have them every hour and a half starting at 1:30, 1:33 and 4:30.
Kim's going to have to take a shuttle bus back. Boy, he closes out the sky. 8 straight strikes. Kim Herrmann, the king for week number 1. Look at that. Count up the strikes. 8, 9, 10.
256 worth. Poor Bob. What did I do to deserve this?
Oh, wrapping right around.
Tough shot. It's all over, but you'd still like to see him take it out. Bo, I hope the shifts start at noon because that's when I'm supposed to be there. You said 1:30.
Well, show's on the air from 12 to 1.
That's
so
right.
by the time you're finished watching the show, we've got to run over to the bowling lanes. You can call, make your reservations, and then after the show's over, go on over and bowl.
I agree. I agree.
Gerde just finishing out the string here. After being very impressive his first 2 games.
Hey, ran into a buzzsaw. What can you say?
Yes, Kim Herrmann. The king coming in, the king leaving week number 1 here at Crossgate Lanes. Final score, Herrmann 256, Bob Gerde at 167. When we come back, we will have every bowler's favorite payday on week number 1 of the Hudepohl TV King of Bowling. Number 1 of Hudepohl's King of Bowling is all but history. That is all but the payoffs, Dave Newrath.
Happen to have some money right here. Bo, great show today. Thanks for having us at Crossgate Lanes. Tim Sharp defeated first match, 210. Still a good game, Timmy. $150. Congratulations. Mike, I think the camera lights got you this time, but next time around, I'm sure you'll be able to solve it. $225 for your efforts. And Bob, 2 great games, and then the wheels kind of fell off. Maybe the crowd noise had a little bit to do with it, but you bowled great. $375. Congratulations.
Thanks so much, Dave. Gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you back this year. And I hold in my hand $750, and it goes to Mr. Kim Herrmann. 256 today. Great game, Tim. You had a good crowd behind you today.
Yeah, that's for sure, Tom. They're always behind me, and I love it. I need every bit of it. It really helps me get out there and get going.
Kim, great job today. We look forward to you next week when we will be at Madison Bowl over in Madison. Where else? So, from Crossgate Lanes, I'm Tom Verrado for Dave Newrath and Bo Hudepohl, inviting you to stay tuned next week for Hudepohl's TV King of Bowling.